Good evening. My name is Jocelyn Gan, and on behalf of my capstone team, I'm honored to present greening the built environment at Teatown Lake Reservation. So Teatown approached us and to conduct an energy analysis of two of their facilities that they plan to retrofit and renovate in the next few years. Through some case studies, a site visit, and also an energy audit, we provided Teatown with an energy efficiency strategy tailored to their building conditions, goals, and budgets. Since this is Teatown's first time integrating sustainability into their operations, it was necessary to keep this study at a very high level to allow Teatown to select recommendations as their sustainability strategy develops. So established in 1963 and located in Ossining, New York, Teatown is a privately owned not-for-profit organization whose core mission is to inspire lifelong environmental stewardship. While Teatown has a small staff, their impact on the community is far-reaching. Each year they have over 250 volunteers, and they also have 30,000 visitors, 2/3 of whom are students. Teatown has a vision to teach their community about sustainability, but first they must address their own environmental impact so they can lead by example and inspire their visitors to do the same. Their first step towards sustainability is targeting energy efficiency. This was clear given the age and conditions of their buildings and also the greenhouse gas emissions associated to their inefficient systems. This project included measuring and assessing the current environmental impact of their facilities, also analyzing best practices and identifying case studies of retrofit projects that were most similar to Teatown's age, budget, and also size. And also, lastly, we provided them with an energy efficiency strategy that addresses their energy use and organizational concerns while highlighting educational opportunities. Our scope covered two of Teatown's facilities, the Nature Center, which includes administrative offices, a visitor center, and classrooms, and also the Carriage House, which is an event facility and rental facility. These are the largest structures on the preserve and function as the center of their operations and educational programming year-round. Both of these facilities were built in the 1920s, and they use electricity and oil for their energy needs. They both also have outdated equipment and deteriorating infrastructure, including a boiler that was 20 years over its life expectancy and cracks in the building envelope. To tailor energy efficiencies for Teatown, we utilized case studies, an energy audit, and a site visit. First, we reviewed 76 case studies, which we narrowed down to 10 to most similar to Teatown, using pre-identified criteria, including building age, type, and climate zone. These case studies helped us identify strategies that would be most effective for Teatown. In addition, Teatown had an energy audit conducted by NYSERDA in 2007, which was available to us. We analyzed both the case studies and NYSERDA energy audit and identified priority strategies for these 7 categories. These are the most common and impactful areas to increase energy efficiency while reducing greenhouse gas emissions and costs. We were able to visually confirm the conditions of 5 of these systems. At Teatown, the current inefficient lighting, HVAC, and plug load account for 94% of electricity and also 93% of fuel oil use, according to the NYSERDA energy audit. Clearly, there is a large opportunity to reduce energy use and cost by targeting these specific systems. So our recommendations center around 7 energy efficiency strategies, which were tailored to Teatown's conditions, needs, budgets, and goals. They are ranked by order of implementation. We have 4 strategies that address their energy consumption, specifically their aging and inefficient equipment, appliances, and infrastructure. The 4 strategies is 1, improve building envelope, 2, improve lighting efficiency, 3, improve HVAC efficiency, and 4, reduce plug load. We also have 2 strategies that will help modernize Teatown's energy management system. Currently, there are no control systems in either building or submeters for electricity. A management system will provide Teatown with more control, flexibility, and data on how their buildings operate, and it will also give them a baseline for improvement. The 2 strategies include 5, install energy management system, and 6, install tenant submetering, which will also allow them to reduce more costs by charging their tenants for their energy use. And at the request of the client, we do have one recommendation that maximizes educational opportunity. This is 7, install solar panels throughout the built environments. Within each strategy, we identify 1 to 5 initiatives that Teatown can undertake and outline their benefits, costs, drawbacks, and also an implementation pathway. Each recommendations were drafted so that Teatown can choose to implement them individually or in tandem over time. So tonight, we'll review just 2 of these strategies. We recommend that Teatown improves its lighting efficiency. Lighting at Teatown accounts for 49% of their electrical use and consists of both original luminaires from the 1900s and newer luminaires from recent facility upgrades. These fixtures include inefficient incandescent and CFL lamps, which causes uneven illumination. All 10 of our curated case studies also implemented lighting efficiency measures. There are 3 initiatives that Teatown can undertake. The first is to upgrade all existing lighting into LEDs, including exit signage and exterior lighting. LEDs are 21% more efficient than incandescents and can last twice as long as CFLs. Teatown's current luminaires can accommodate LEDs, which have an estimated payback period of less than a year. We also recommend them to install sensors that will automatically dim and turn off lighting. We recommend day lighting sensors to maximize natural light, and also vacancy or occupancy sensors to minimize electrical lighting use. Through sensors, Teatown can save up to 60% of their lighting energy according to the California Department of Energy. And our third initiative is to install a lighting control system that will allow them to program lighting in both buildings. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, a control system will reduce lighting electrical use by 30% when spaces are not in use. So to ensure that these strategies are implemented correctly, we do recommend that Teatown consults with a lighting professional to determine the appropriate lamps, luminaires, and sensors for the nature center and carriage house. This will also ensure that a long-term maintenance plan is created. Efficient lighting can also be easily seen and understood by their visitors, so there is a large potential for Teatown to put up posters in public spaces to educate their visitors about its benefits. Teatown also asked us to identify at least one demonstration project because education was a very strong priority for them. We recommended installing small solar panels as a pilot project for visitors and students. While this would be a fairly small-scale project and is a supplementary source of electricity for Teatown, its primary purpose is to demonstrate Teatown's commitment to sustainability and to also create excitement among visitors. 50% of our curated case studies also utilize solar energy. We determined several locations where Teatown could install solar panels. These are all in public areas and can be easily integrated to their existing educational curriculum. These include 1, replacing the path lighting outside their buildings, 2, lighting their trailhead signs, 3, powering their outdoor birdhouses, 4, installing panels on the nature center and the carriage house, and 5, building a solar power canopy over their parking lots. As you can see, the client can choose to start small and build out over time. Solar panels in this area do have a potential to pay for themselves in as little as 10 years, making this a very financially viable option for Teatown. This is calculated through a residential solar power report for that region. So to identify the most appropriate locations and develop a implementation plan, we do recommend that Teatown consults with a solar professional and an architect. On any kind of exterior renovations, Teatown will also have to seek permission from the town planning board because it is located in a residential and historic district. Aside from generating clean energy, solar will also integrate with Teatown's existing educational programs and also lay a foundation for new tools that they can integrate, such as an interactive display that can show real-time energy use and generation. Now, to implement all of these 7 strategies, Teatown needs to make key decisions. First, they need to create a comprehensive sustainability strategy, which includes all different aspects, including water, waste, transportation, and many others. Second, Teatown will also need to hire staff and consultants to ensure that the project is implemented efficiently. Third, they need to secure financing for the project, including aligning their capital campaign and applying for grants. And finally, implementing our plan will improve Teatown's energy efficiency and will allow them to teach their visitors about strategies they can implement in their own homes. Although we were only able to review 2 of them tonight, we provided Teatown with 7 recommendations that can be implemented independently or combined for additional energy reduction. Again, each recommendation includes 1 to 5 specific initiatives with appropriate cost and savings and an implementation pathway. To help Teatown through this process, we provided them with tools and resources. This includes 10 case studies overviews highlighting each project's scope and lessons learned, 5 best practice guidelines from institutions such as the National Park Service and the New Buildings Institute, to name a few, and finally, 4 examples of ways similar institutions have also taught sustainability in their facilities. In conclusion, energy efficiency is not just about saving money or modernizing building systems. For Teatown, it is also about reducing their environmental impact and inspiring many others to do the same. Although Teatown is just one small organization, they have the potential to educate tens of thousands of visitors each year to become environmental stewards, 20,000 of whom are students who represent the future of sustainability. By following these recommendations, Teatown can successfully become a 21st century model for energy efficiency. Thank you, and we will take any questions you may have.
Great presentation. You said you went from about 76 case studies to 10. How did you decide what to focus on?
Yeah, so thank you for your question. So just kind of repeat, we did go through 76 case studies, and we kind of wanted to filter them down to exactly the ones that match Teatown's criteria and their budget and their goals. So I believe we have this in appendix. Yes. So we have basically set up 8 requirements to filter out all of our case studies, and this was broken down to physical, financial, age, and efficiency. And each one of these kind of targets specifically what would be most applicable for Teatown. So it needed to be a retrofit or renovation, because any kind of new building would have a different type of process in implementing energy efficiency measures. It also needs to be in a specific climate zone, because if you're in a colder climate or a warmer climate, those will also kind of dictate the different types of efficiency measures you need in your building. Also for the building use, it was really important to make sure that each building was sort of residential or educational and an office, just so it will kind of be the same type of occupancy behavior. And also same with the size. Also it has to be lower than 100,000 square feet just to kind of match sort of the Teatown's facilities. And everything else was sort of budget. We kind of had to keep a minimum $35 million. And also with the price for square feet, which was $500 per square feet, which was sort of just their budget divided by their square foot. And obviously, the building had to be built before 1993, because these buildings were built in the 1920s, and they would have very specific type of building codes and structures in the past that would be very, very specific to Teatown's both facilities. And last, we also said that their energy efficiency gain had to be above 45%. This was calculated through the average of all of our case studies, which was 57%, and it was also the Energy Policy Act reduction goal of 30%. So the average of that was 45.
Thank you for that comprehensive answer. Jocelyn,
that's a big part of our study.
Why would your client have to develop a comprehensive sustainability plan or strategy that included things like water in order to move ahead with energy efficiency? Right.
So this is a really important time for Teatown right now, because they're in the process of their long-term planning. They kind of want to start mapping out their 5-year, their 10-year goals in terms of their facility, their organizational growth. And among that, one of the main priorities they said to us was that they really wanted to look at sustainability holistically, because they are an education center, which includes water, waste, transportation, and just the community by itself. But really their first step when they approached us was that they only wanted to look specifically into energy, because their buildings are very old and they are losing money from all these different inefficiencies. So really it was our client's scope that kind of dictated that sustainability plan must be the first step even before addressing energy efficiency.
Okay, thank you. Nice presentation.